Hey friends, it's Melissa here with Snuggle Bugz. I am gear obsessed. I have installed over 100 car seats at this point. I've tested over 100 strollers, and I am so excited to be comparing two of my all-time favorites today, the Clek Foonf convertible car seat and the Britax Poplar S convertible car seats. Now, I'm a mama of two myself. I've got my two boys in convertible car seats in our car as we speak. One's in rear facing mode, one's in forward facing mode. So my goal today is to help you understand what the core differences are between these seats and also show you the differences in installation methods. So let's get right into it. Now let's take it from the top with core stats on these seats. So your Poplar S is going to be used from 5 to 40 pounds in rear facing mode and up to 65 pounds or 49 inches in forward facing mode. With the Foonf, you are going to use that in rear facing mode from 14 to 40 pounds and in forward facing mode to 65 pounds or 49 inches tall. If you want to use your Foonf from infant, you can totally do that just by the infant insert thingy sold separately. Throw it in there and you can use that from 5 pounds upwards. So a great option. Now, another thing with these seats is they are both made with major safety features in mind. So I'm really gonna dive into some of those safety features on each of the seats now. First, with your Britax Poplar seat, you have your Safe Cell crumple technology built into the base of the seat. You've got a steel core, side impact protection, and you've got Britax's patented V-shaped tether with slow releasing stitching, which basically means in the event of a collision, when you are in forward facing mode using that tether, it's just going to release the stitching at a slower rate to absorb a lot of that impact and keep that energy away from your child. You are also getting an anti-rebound bar and your ClickTight installation technology, which I am low-key obsessed with, and I will show you all about how that works when we do the install. On to the Foonf. So Foonf is built with safety and quality in mind. They have a limited lifetime guarantee, which is incredible. And from a safety standpoint, their substructure is built with steel and magnesium. They have really deep sidewalls to give you that side impact protection. And they also utilize what is called React technology to absorb energy in the event of a collision. All of these seats are ultimately here to keep your baby safe in the event of an accident. So the React technology stands for Rigid Latch Energy Absorption Crumple Technology. So the one word that I really want to focus on there is rigid latch. Now, the Foonf is such a cool seat because it does have the ability in forward-facing mode to be installed using your rigid latches, which you can see here. Now, rigid latch install is definitely one of the most secure, safest forms of a vehicle seat install, so we love to see that. The other thing about this is you can actually install using the rigid latch and your vehicle seatbelt. I'm going to show you how that works when we get into the installs of these seats. Now, let's take a little look on the interior and some of the other features of the seats. So a quick note off the hop about the difference between the Britax Poplar S, which we have here, and the Poplar convertible seats. With the Poplar S, you are getting 2 additional torso cushions, plus you are getting what we call is this baseball contrast stitching. And the Poplar S also comes with this black on black option, whereas the Poplar is a two-tone. In the US, the Poplar S comes with an anti-rebound bar, whereas the Poplar doesn't. But in Canada, both the Poplar and the Poplar S come with an anti-rebound bar, which is awesome. Some of the other great features about this seat are I love the plushiness of these cushions, which is built in with that side impact protection. I'm going to actually open up our harness here so that you can see just how much height adjustment you get, which is pretty incredible. I'll actually take out these torso cushions that come with the Poplar S, and I'm also going to take out this bottom cushion as well, which you would remove once your child gets a little bit bigger and older. You can see here, it's just a really nice streamlined design. I've got one cup holder installed right now, but it actually comes with 2 cup holders that you can install on each side of the seat. The expiration of this seat, it actually is a 10-year seat. So you are getting a lot of longevity out of your Poplar seat. One of the really cool things about this seat is that the buckle actually flips forward when you remove your child, which just makes unloading and loading that much easier. I know I often am wiggling under my little one's butt trying to find the buckle after I've put them in the seat. So this is a really great enhancement. Next up, these seats are machine washable and dryable. So if you have a spill or an accident in the seat, really easy to just take those fabrics off, throw them in the wash. Lastly, both the Poplar and the Foonf are made with a space-saving 17-inch design, so both of these seats are heralded as great options for 3 across. The main marketing slogan for the Clek Foonf is built like a tank, and it absolutely is that. I know we've already gone over the core safety features, but this seat packs a punch. It is a very solid seat. So if you are a parent seeking that out, this is a great option. It weighs in at 38 pounds, so it's definitely sturdy. Now, a couple things that I want to show you on this seat are that you do have an adjustable headrest here. You're going to adjust that just like you would a vehicle seat headrest. You also have 3 different recline positions on your seat to give your child the best angle and comfort in rear and forward facing mode. And you can see here that we've got a 2-position crotch buckle. Okay, so we are set up and ready for a rear facing install. The core things for setup are I've got my anti-rebound bar on, and I've positioned my seat to the proper angle and desired angle for rear facing. Now to do our install, we are just going to open up the bottom of our cushion to expose this click tight door. We will open it up, and you can see here that we've got our rear facing belt path denoted in blue. I'm going to feed my vehicle lap and shoulder belt through the belt guides. Into the seat. Then I'm going to release any excess slack. Now you can see here I just am adjusting my seat to ensure that it's really nice and secure against the back of our vehicle seat. And then once you have released all of the slack, you're just going to push down on this click tight door. There we go. And then put your cushion elastics back under to secure your cushion nicely. Now with the Poplar, you actually do not need to lock off your vehicle seatbelt because the click tight door just did that for you. So you can see here, when I'm trying to move this seat side to side, you don't want to get more than 1 inch of movement, but I'm not getting any movement. I'm actually moving the entire vehicle seat when I try to give this a little shimmy. So this is the rear facing install of the Poplar. Now to kick off our Foonf rear facing install, first I've got my anti-rebound panel attached. I'm also going to attach this rear facing wedge that just goes on the front of the seat like such. Next, we will pull it up onto our vehicle seat in rear facing. Then we will open up the base of this seat. And the actual whole bottom of the seat comes off, which is pretty cool because that also means that if you ever have any accidents on the seat, it is very easy to clean this. So I have exposed the base of my seat. You can see here that the soft latches are there in case you want to do a soft latch install. Today we are going to be doing a seat belt install. So I'm opening up my lock-offs, and then we'll just position the seat on our vehicle seat. I've got my lap and shoulder belt, which I am going to weave through my rear facing belt path, which is shown in blue. Plugging it into the seat, releasing any excess slack, then just closing off these lock-off doors like this, clipping them together. And also here. There we go. Lastly, I just put my seat back on, feeding the crotch buckle through. And this just clips into place nicely. And we are going to make sure to ratchet your vehicle seatbelt until you hear that locking off sound to ensure that the seatbelt is locked. Now you are ready to go in rear facing mode with the Foonf. Let's get right into the forward-facing install for the Poplar. So first of all, we are going to ensure that we've pulled out our V-shaped tether and looped it around the back of the seat, and we will tighten that off once we've completed the rest of the install. We will open up our Clek door. Now notice that I've already removed the anti-rebound panel of the seat and set it to the side, and I've also changed the angle of the seat to be appropriate for forward-facing mode. Next, I'm going to get my vehicle lap and shoulder belt together. And you can see here that we have our forward facing belt path denoted in green here, with green also on the sides showing you where the belt path should enter and exit the back of the seat. So I'm going to quick feed my seatbelt through those holes. And then we will tighten it off, removing any excess slack, clicking our door closed. There we go. And then putting our elastics back under to secure our seat. Last step is that we secure this tether in the back of the seat, and you are ready to go in forward-facing mode. Let's do the forward-facing install on the Foonf. Now, this is where those fun rigid latches that I've been singing praises about all day comes from. So to release those latches, you're just gonna come down to the bottom of the seat here, and then that helps to pull these latches out. You're going to connect them to the back of your vehicle seat. Before doing so, make sure you pull your rear-facing tether out, or your forward-facing tether out. We are clipped in on both sides. Now I'm just going to pull that same latch to make sure that I push the seat back into the vehicle seatbelt to really get that nice, snug, and secure fit. I'm going to feed my tether back, and then I will install that in a moment. Now, here we've got the rigid latch install. That's it. But I want to layer in the vehicle seatbelt because you can use that rigid latch install until your child's 48 pounds. You can do the rigid latch and vehicle seatbelt install, or you can also just install this with your vehicle seatbelt. For example, if you were in a vehicle that didn't have rigid latches. So let's take a look at that seatbelt install. So I'm just going to take my lap and shoulder belt. I'm going to feed it through the back frame of the seat. They've got this rear facing or forward facing belt path in red here. Release the excess slack, making sure that I've got no twists and turns. Then on the back here, we've got our, on the side where your vehicle seatbelt came down from, you're going to lock off the shoulder belt. So you just are going to feed it through this lock off, push it down, lock in place. And now you are installed using both the rigid latch as well as your vehicle seatbelt. Last but not least, we will clip in our forward-facing tether, and you are ready to go with the Foonf in forward-facing install mode. So there you have it, the Britax Poplar S versus the Clek Foonf convertible car seats. Now, I understand why these are two of our best-selling car seats at Snuggle Bugz. Sound off in the comments. Which one are you leaning towards? And if you're one of the families who hasn't quite decided yet and you still need to do more research, we've got individual YouTube videos on each of these seats, as well as a best convertible car seats roundup video to help you on your journey. Because after all, at Snuggle Bugz, our mission is to instill confidence in families navigating the early stages of parenthood. And a big way we do that is through car seat education. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next one.